Big Cars, powering British Challenge Mixed Martial Arts throughout 2016. www.bigcars.co.uk.
This next contest was matched at 135 pounds, will be contested over three 3-minute rounds. Introducing firstly, fighting out of the blue corner representing Gym 01, Anton Defreistas. Fighting out of the red corner, representing Trojan Free Fighters, Johnny Bryant.
And we are back at BC MMA 16 bantamweight action. Johnny Bryant in the black and grey representing Trojan Free Fighters, taking on Anton Defreistas representing Gym 01. He's in the orange and blue with an absolutely magnificent high top there.
Defreistas offered the hand there, but didn't want it at all, but Bryant wasn't going to touch gloves at all.
Now Bryant all business here, immediately pushing his man to the cage, looking for that body lock, and you've got to think smart work there from Bryant, looking at the frame of Defreistas. It's not a man you want to be striking at range with.
Oh, but could we see it? Oh, he's got to be careful when he slips that head, especially into the left side, because almost another standing guillotine on option for us there.
No, he's looking for a jump guillotine here. Locked it up nice and tight. Great leverage.
Oh, high elbow.
Oh, turns straight into the mount. Postures up. Big punches from Defreistas here.
Oh, just bullied him over though. Bryant wasn't going to just stand there and take that. Use just brute force and puts him back on his back.
No, turnabout fair play there. A fantastic little back and forth early in this first round between Johnny Bryant and Anton Defreistas. Lots more to come here tonight at BC MMA 16. More title fights than you could shake a stick at if stick shaking is indeed your thing. Try and say that 3 times fast.
Bryant working very hard to try and step out of the guard, try to get into half guard, but Defreistas is doing a very, very good job in ensuring that he keeps his opponent nullified, and there's those quick stand-ups you were talking about.
Yeah, you'll see that in these amateur contests. Only 3 minutes in the round, so the control becomes so much more important, and you'll tend to see referees not leaving it so long on the floor or up against the cage when there's no action, that they'll ask for advancing in the position. If it doesn't come, that you'll tend to see they stand them up pretty quickly. Paul Sutherland there in the corner of Johnny Bryant, the first ever Cage Warriors lightweight champion, a huge martial arts heritage in the corner of the Trojan Free Fighters man. Of course, Brian Adams in the corner of Gym 01, making his voice heard.
And no doubt the experience, these guys are benefiting from some fantastic coaching.
Yeah, there's going to be some good advice flying around between rounds in this one. Oh, big takedown there from Johnny Bryant. Just hoisted his man right over his shoulder like a sack of spuds.
So far, though, it seems that once he gets that position, that Defreistas is more than capable of handling him, though. He's had a lot of time on the top as Bryant, but hasn't done a lot with it, other than control.
And that's going to be very interesting to see how our cage side officials score this, should it come to that. Right on the money, Steve, with that one. It was control from Bryant, but Defreistas, clearly the more active fighter. But we have 2 rounds to play with still before the judges are going to be asked to make a call on this one, and wouldn't put this one past the finish at all, Steve. Both these guys are very capable.
I'm interested to see if Bryant comes out with that same kind of intensity pushing forward to start the round, or now that he's had a taste of top position. Is he going to look for that straight away?
Both men looking very focused in their corners. Seconds out, round 2 about to get underway.
Here we go.
Referee Harry Selby restarts the action. Nice oblique kick there to start things off from Johnny Bryant. Body kick in return from Defreistas. Perhaps we're going to see Bryant mixing it up a little bit. Spinning back fist. Certainly got a few tricks up his sleeve, again with the oblique kick, and really keeping Defreistas guessing at the start of this round, Steve.
And I think that's what he has to do. I think, as you pointed out, the frame and build of Anton fighting from the outside is going to be his preferred, his preferred weapon. And Bryant now just working to assure he has got no space to use any of that length.
Okay, do something, please.
A couple of short little knees to the inside of the leg there, to the knee.
Bryant's going to have to be quick if he is going to look to rip his man off the cage with a takedown here, because the referee's hovering, asking for a bit of improvement already, and he's certainly fighting for the takedown.
It's not a lack. There's no lack of action here whatsoever. These guys are both working their backsides off.
Oh, and he joins the hands. Great position now to scoop his man off the cage for another big takedown.
Yeah, you'd look for him to come up
trying
over
to widen
the
his base,
again,
but doesn't quite make it.
He's had great luck securing these positions. Now he has to do something a little more substantial with it.
Well, in terms of this round, it's been one-way traffic. So the takedown and the control here will maybe be enough. In the first round, he was fighting off that guillotine choke, which is going to give the judges something to think about. But even if this round were to end right now, Steve, we've got a third one to play with.
Absolutely.
And Defreistas certainly looks like a slippery customer.
Well, he's trying to use that size and that reach now to push away and get some separation. Bryant's just not having it, leaning heavy into the cage. Foot stomps, proper old school from these new breed of MMA fighters.
Again, it's not a technique that's going to do a lot of damage, but it's annoying, it's irritating, and when all you need is an inch, that could be just what it takes to throw your man off balance, distract him enough. That's what Bryant's trying to do here, as he doggedly chases this takedown up against the cage.
The referee's had enough of that now. Separate, give him some distance.
Oh, and I think Johnny Bryant was confused. I think he thought the round was up. Went back to his corner for instruction, and was quickly pointed in the opposite direction by Paul Sutherland. Final 10 seconds of the second round now. Defreistas trying to walk his man down.
That might not have been the most action-packed of rounds, but a very good round for Bryant.
Absolutely, and you think it makes it very interesting now going into the third round, Steve. You've got to give Bryant that second. The first possibly up in the air. I might go with Bryant myself in the first round too. So even though potentially it looks like Anton Defreistas has been the more dynamic of the two fighters, potentially 2 rounds down now, needing a finish going into this third.
Can Anton Defreistas ensure that he keeps that distance? Whenever the clinches happen, it's because he's initiated.
Steve, I got to interrupt you there. The fight's over. I believe we may have a dislocated elbow.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm not sure whether it's the elbow or the arm of Johnny Bryant. Something not right there. Could be the wrist. I'm not sure. The doctor was called in. Didn't take long though for the fight to be called off. I'm assuming the fighter feels that there's been a break of some kind or a dislocation of the wrist.
No, they're taking him straight out of the cage, and fighter safety always has to come first. That wasn't somebody quitting, not wanting to fight. I guarantee if there was any way he could come out, Bryant would have been out for that third.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after his opponent is unable to come out for the third round due to a suspected broken arm. Your winner in the blue corner, Anton Defreistas.
Big Cars, powering British Challenge Mixed Martial Arts throughout 2016. www.bigcars.co.uk. Autoprint, official print partner of British Challenge Mixed Martial Arts. www.autoprint.co.uk. GB Visual, supplier to British Challenge Mixed Martial Arts. www.gbvisual.co.uk.